Page 23, Speak Up. Now we have a blues performance piece again. We're using the 5-note blues scale. I said it right that time. In the previous video I couldn't say it. I'm getting there though. And you're going to move around a little bit. So you take a look at the beginning, the first measure, you're in the scale, but you're not limited to those notes. You can add other notes. So the first measure, so you're playing an A, that's not one of those notes, but that's okay. Second measure, it's a B natural. Even though the scale is this, the A and the B are not in it, you can still play them. It's just they're not in that 5-note scale. So, and then you go up an octave. It's the same motif, isn't it? Yeah. Second line is the same thing pretty much. And the third line, you got to move a little bit because you ended here on the G. Now you have a quarter rest, and that gives you time to move up if that's what you need to do. But you can also just leave it there and just reach up because you can stretch your hand out if it's big enough, and you can just reach up. And then once you're there, you can clap your hand again. Either way, just make sure you're there, ready to play that whole note at measure 9 before you need to play it. And that's where you are there. And then at the end of the line, you just played that note. Now you got to come back down to the G at the bottom. And again, you can just move your hand down because you got a quarter rest, or you can just reach down. It's whichever is comfortable for you. Look at measures 12, 13, and 14. In 12, you're here. And 13, you're here. Now on 14, you got to go up here. There's a few ways to do this. You'll have to decide what works best for you. You have a quarter rest, you can just move the hand up. Or you change the fingering a little bit, and instead of playing that D with the fourth finger, play it with the thumb. So the measure 12 is here, and then you just come and play with the thumb, and then it's easy to reach the G if you want to do it that way. Or if you're here and your hand's big enough, you can always reach up and then claps. So different ways of doing this, and you'll have to decide what works best for you. In one piece, you may use one method. In another piece, you may use another method. Doesn't hurt to be able to do them all. Now, this piece is repeated. We're going to play it twice. And watch the dynamics. You're starting out medium loud, whatever that is, and that's the melody. That's the right hand. So you're doing that, and it says lively. I don't know how fast lively is. You're going to have to decide what you think lively is. It's lively to you. See, the third line is loud. This is louder, just a little louder, not a lot, just a little louder than what's before. And then when you get down to the last line, the last two measures, start out, bring it down all of a sudden, and then gradually grow. So I'll do the last 3 measures, it's here. And then back up to the top. Kind of tricky on measure 14 because you're still loud, and then on measure 15 all of a sudden you're soft. Can you do that? Can you go from loud to soft in an instant? And then go back up. If you're struggling with that, then you're going to have to decrescendo on measure 14. There. Come down to soft as you can do that, but it's better if you can stay loud and then all of a sudden come down. It's effective. You'll need to do that in a few pieces, so it doesn't hurt to learn to do it here. Obviously, I'm playing this in a jazz style. I like the rock. I don't care for the 8th notes even in this type of music. But you can. There's nothing wrong with it. You can play it in a rock style if you want. But I'm going to swing the 8th notes. So I'm going to play them long, short, long, short. At the bottom, the very bottom, there's an electronic jamming note again, where if you're using an electronic keyboard of some sort, you can set up your Rhythm section, now they're adding salsa. That would be fun. Try if you have a salsa setting in your drum set. Try that, see what happens. Now in the left hand, we just got this accompanying. A lot of time you have these 2-note chords. And this gets tricky if you're not used to it. On these are third, interval of a third. When you're going from here to here and back, that takes a little finger control, because we do have to help our fingers. We're still using the hand to push it down, but you got to be able to move the fingers in the right places to get the right notes down. So it's here. Now I'm preparing these 2 fingers, and I'm going to lift up these fingers as I drop the hand, and then back it up. So in a way, I'm using the fingers, but I'm using the hand. It's hard to demonstrate. It's hard if you hold your wrist absolutely still and do it with fingers only. I don't recommend it. It's good exercise in learning to control the fingers, but as far as the playing goes, I would still drop the wrist on each one and use the weight of the hand to actually push the notes down. I'm just putting my fingers in the position I want them, and as I come down, I'll lift the other fingers up out of the way so the new fingers can take over. Takes a little practice. It's a little more advanced technique, but do the best you can with it. If it's absolutely beyond you absolutely cannot do it, then play the bottom note. That's the important note between the 2. But hopefully you can play both notes. We haven't talked a lot about rhythms, because I'm hoping you can get this rhythm of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and without a lot of trouble at the beginning. And forget rocking it or swinging anything. Just play it exactly like it is. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. Hopefully that's not too much of a problem. If it is, I would encourage you to go back and start book 1 again, please, in the regular Alfred book. Because it's important you be able to do these rhythms yourself without having to wait for somebody to demonstrate it for you. In the second line on measure 6, the right hand just has a 1 and you rest for the rest of the measure. The left hand has this dotted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So remember, the right hand comes up on 2, the left hand staying down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's important. So be sure to do that. Don't hang on to that last note in the right hand. That's not correct. It's an eighth notes. 1 and 2. And that happens in several places. You see where it is. Several places. It happens. It happens. Trust me. I know it happens. It happens someplace, doesn't it? So let's try this out very slowly so we can check the notes and the rhythms. I'll give us 4 counts since it's a 4/4 time. So go ahead and put your hands where they go, more or less, and here. 1, 2, and ready, and go, and. bottom of the page, there's another acoustic jamming thing for duet. So you go ahead and play what you just played, and I'm going to do this thing at the bottom, and you can play along with me as a duet. I'm going to give us 4 counts. Let's do this together, but I'm going to speed this up more like closer to a performance style. So you need to learn this before you try this acoustic jamming with me. I may not be taking it up to full speed as fast as it can go, but it's fast enough. It's good enough for me. So go ahead and put your hands where they go. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, and ready, and go. And 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 1, and 2. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2. And 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 2, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1.